Well, hello, and welcome to the Mediocre Arknights Operator Guide featuring Mizuki, also known as the best boy in this entire game. The Ambusher, a pretty unique subclass, grants 0 block, a 50% chance to dodge physical and arts attacks coming his way, the ability to hit every ground enemy within his attack range, and reverse targeting priority, meaning that when given the choice, enemies will actively try to not target Mizuki. Jelly Boy's first talent, Traumatic Hysteria, deals arts damage to the enemy with the lowest health every attack. The damage scales with 50% of Mizuki's attack stat. Do remember that the lowest health is based on the actual health number, not percentage based. This talent effectively makes Mizuki a hybrid damage dealer, being able to do both physical and arts damage, which is cool. Don't rely on this talent for all your arts damaging needs, probably toss in a caster or something at that point. Talent number 2 is Counter Transference. It increases Mizuki's attack by up to 12% when there is an enemy with less than 50% of their health in his attack range. This makes it beneficial to place Mizuki somewhere that generally has a lot of enemies hanging around. Though you'll probably end up doing that anyways cause hey, it's a 12% attack boost for not too much effort. Mizuki's first skill, Awaken, makes the next attack deal 300% physical damage, and multiplies the damage dealt by his first talent by 3. Additionally, this skill can be stored up to 3 times. This skill has the merit of being able to store charges making use of some possible downtime when enemies aren't around. Think Aya or Ifrit's skill 2 or something similar. With that, you might consider popping him in an area where those charges can be stored, then unloading, creating a sort of burst damage scenario. You know what, it's nice not covering a generically basic skill 1, kind of makes me want to awaken like Mizuki does, but honestly, I've been a bit too exhausted recently to do that, especially as I'm recording this early in the day at 5 AM. Skill 2! Prisoner's Dilemma. For 21 seconds, the time between attacks is reduced and a small attack buff is applied. Mizuki's first talent also targets an additional enemy and binds the 2 affected. This skill is surprisingly spammable, only costing 15 SP when maxed. This is short considering the rapid binding of enemy this skill does. It allows for stalling approaching enemies, especially the slow and strong types, but try to not let too many enemies hang around because more than 2 foes means that Mizuki is unable to bind all of them at the same time. The very good boy's third skill, Moon in the Water, gets a bit mega with that attack range and attack boost. His first talent now affects 3 enemies in total and drops a stun on those targets instead of that skill 2 bind. There is a slight con for this skill. If Mizuki hits less than 3 enemies, he loses 12% of his health each time it happens. If you're not too hard pressed for crowd control, this skill compensates for more damage instead of quickfire binds from skill 2. Clear out a wide area and stuff. The HP loss condition is not a horrific drawback. You can place Mizuki within healing range, use more flexible orc level healers like Angelina, Scotty Alter, and Perfumer, or apply the Jellyfish as an unorthodox redeploy sort of operator, drop skill retreat type of thing. For the modules, you have a choice depending on what you want out of Mizuki. Entreaty of the Herald ups his crowd control capabilities by having his first talent target another enemy by default. This means that skill 2 will now bind up to 3 enemies, and skill 3 targets 4 in total. There was also a slight damage increase for the talent and the module bonus of slowing down enemy units within Mizuki's attack range slightly. You may find yourself wanting to place Mizuki in places away from any healing and he just randomly perishes. Well, not anymore. Introducing his second module, Carulorum Semina. Yeah, I know what words just came out of my mouth. No more shall your Mizuki fall. He can take care of himself like a responsible, well-functioning adult. With every kill, he can now restore 10% of his max HP. Using skill 3 just got easier. Upgrade now and get a further attack boost on that talent, and an increase in Mizuki's trait dodge chance from his default 50 to 65%. Don't wait, get Mizuki's second module today. Anyways, basic tip with Mizuki. I really only have one tip because I mostly use skill 2, but as it charges up you may find yourself in a scenario where you really want it to be active. Other than being a dickhead by saying low XD skill difference, you can also speed up the charging process with operators that give SP or increase those rates and have those binds up more often, so you'll be less likely caught with your pants down. Alternatively, you can try to stall out the recharge time via fast redeploy operators or something like that. So, should you build Mizuki? If you value crowd control, as long as you're against grounded enemies, yes. If you value sending weaker enemies into the Shadow Realm, yep, he cleans them up well enough. If you value raw damage, it's alright damage, but likely not a reason to go out of your way to build. If you like soft armpits, sure, I read a thread talking about it, but I don't know, you do you, I guess. Finally, here are Mizuki's stats, potentials, trust bonuses, base skills, and the E270 M6 Mizuki, tentacling away and sneaking away to participate in IS-3. And that was the Mizuki Operator Guide. Thank you for watching, and make sure to take care of your pet jellyfish, everyone.